Alright guys, a new scene for the Batman released last night when Robert Pattinson was on Jimmy Kimmel. It's not long, it's about 50 seconds, but let's just jump right into it, watch the clip together, and then we'll talk about it after.
Who's the mustache with the broken nose? It's Kinsey, narcotics. He's one of the guys that got into it with the Iceberg Lounge. What are you saying, Kinsey moonlights for the Penguin? All right, moonlight's just a cop.
Oh, don't hold back. Broke his face. Okay. All right, interesting. A couple of takeaways I got from that, just off first glance. Simply the fact that they were like really up close and personal with one another. They were like face to face with each other. And when you do watch them, like when you watch their body language, especially when Gordon does that one move where he goes into the face of Batman and he's kind of like mean mugging him, the cops are all around. And I wonder if why they chose to do that is because maybe they're trying to make it seem like they're arguing about something, because the first question Batman asks Gordon is, who's the mustache with the broken nose? And they talk about how he's potentially working for the Penguin, but you also got to know that there's probably a lot of cops, a lot of dirty cops. It is Gotham after all, but there's a lot of dirty cops who might be working for the Penguin. Maybe to kind of throw some of those cops off the scent, Batman and Gordon are trying to make it look like from a distance, like they are arguing with one another. Maybe they're not really too friendly at the moment, but really they're passing off information to one another. Man, that punch Batman delivers on Gordon, I wouldn't be surprised if Gordon wasn't gonna be getting up for a couple of days. If that is essentially what is going on there, which I think it is, that punch obviously sells to the other cops that they aren't on the same side, so that's why Batman pulled the trigger on that. I also think there's a really interesting play on words when he says, who's the mustache with the broken nose, because immediately after that conversation, you could think about it in a way, it's Gordon. He's the mustache with the broken nose, considering Batman just pegs him straight in the middle of his face. I don't really know if that piece of dialogue is supposed to reference not only this narcotics guy, but Gordon as well. But regardless, it is just a really interesting piece of the scene to note, because there does seem to be a little bit of a foreshadowing there. So then we saw Batman takes off down the hall and grapples up the stairwell. I believe this is GCPD based off of the fact that there's a bunch of cops in this building. Now we all know that scene from the trailer when Batman grapples up the stairwell and is getting shot at. We know now essentially where that's taking place. But what I actually liked about the scene is when he's running down the hallway, we still got to remember this is a Batman who is still learning. He's not the perfect Batman he will one day be. Usually we're so used to seeing Batman have a conversation with Gordon, and the minute Gordon looks away and then looks back, Batman is gone. This is a Batman who is, maybe eventually down the line we'll see him do stuff like that. It almost makes me feel like this Batman is still learning the art of escaping, where he's not capable of clocking Gordon, going through the door, locking it, and then as the cops get through the door, he's gone. He's still trying to learn how to be efficient in that area. Okay, so there's no doubt that his suit and his armor is going to be able to take gunshots. I mean, let alone that scene we got in the trailer a couple months ago when he's walking down the dark hallway and he's just getting shot by machine guns. He's eating the bullets. The bullets aren't even puncturing him. So obviously he's probably going to be grappling up this stairwell, and he's going to be getting shot by a ton of bullets, probably going to get hit a couple of times. If he's capable of eating a machine gun, he can eat a couple bullets from pistols. I am interested to see if in the movie they dive into what exactly his suit is made of, because I've said this about Batman for years. I've probably even said this about him in my videos. I, in my opinion, believe that is how Batman should be. He should be wearing some sort of metal armor that the idea of getting hit by bullets means nothing to him because they can't do anything to him. As much as I appreciate the animated Batman cartoon with Kevin Conroy, the Justice League cartoons, wearing just this cotton shirt and pants, not gonna cut it. More so, my speed of Batman is like the Arkham games, especially Arkham Knight. I think the Arkham Knight suit is one of the best suits in Batman history. That's why I'm really glad to see this suit in this Batman movie, because yeah, sure, maybe it won't be as high tech as that, but the fact that it can take bullets is perfect. Also, I love the part with the grapple gun. I know it seems really simple and it might be a detail you can kind of just look over and not really worry about, but what I do like about it is that it almost seems to like shoot up from his arm, so he's always got it ready. That's another thing about Batman, especially if this guy is going to be on rooftops, running around, gliding from rooftop to rooftop, building to building. You got to think that this guy's going to need the grapple hook at all times. He can't just, use it and then attach it to his belt. He probably wants it around his arm at all times. So I'm not sure how they're going to do it in the movie, but it would be cool if he kind of had it underneath his gauntlet where it kind of just shoots up into his hand and he can use it whenever he wants. I mean, once again, a prime example of how Batman should be is the Arkham games. And look how easy and simple the grapple gun was to use in those games. I mean, there's no question that Arkham City and Arkham Knight were defined off of the free roam grappling system, especially Arkham Knight, when the whole idea of the traversing in that game was to grapple on a building, project yourself through the sky, glide around, grapple to another building again. The way Spider-Man can web around a city and has webs at his constant disposal is the way Batman should be able to have his grapple gun at his constant disposal. Because Batman's not just going to use the grapple gun to traverse, he's also going to use it as a weapon to pull guys closer to him, or to pull weapons away from people, or even towards him in his possession. So the grapple gun detail I did really like. I thought it's genius, especially if it is connecting somewhere around an easy access like his arm. Well, I think that's it from the scene. It's only 50 seconds long, so there's not too much to unpack. There's a couple things like the iceberg lounge being mentioned. It'll be kind of cool to see how they style a more realistic iceberg lounge for a more realistic take on the Batman. We are basically 14 days away from the final release of this movie. It can't come quick enough. I already got tons of tickets. I plan on seeing this movie 3 days in a row. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Look, I saw The Dark Knight Rises 10 times in the theaters. I'm a big reason why that movie cracked $1 billion. If I was old enough, I would have done the same thing, if not even more, for The Dark Knight in 2008. If this movie is that good, I might have to contribute that much money once again. But anyways, everyone, let me know down below what you thought of this little sneak peek and if there's anything else you took away from it. And just like always, stay excited for this film, and I will talk to you all very, very soon.